Alright, welcome everybody. This is Gaming and Still Life. This is your host Rich, and today we are going to be covering the Samsung Odyssey Plus. Well, I reordered it. I wanted to go over some of the things that I did and some of the complications that I ran into with this headset. I noticed some differences. I don't know if maybe Steam changed or if maybe something inside my head changed, but I did have some perceived differences from this headset to my last headset, and that's some of the things that I want to share with you now. So if you are new, this is a channel on VR. My name is Rich, and I like to do a lot of game streams, and I like to get first impressions on my channel. Basically, I play the game and then I let you know how I feel and what it looks like to me as best as I can describe it to you. And that's what I try to do at this channel. So I got another one of these, even though I had sold my last one. And I want to tell you some of the things that I like about this and some of the things that I don't like about this. First off, the face gasket that comes with this. This is one that I had to buy separately. This is very important because the one that I originally got with this face plate is right here. There is something that's stiff on the original one. Now this one is from VR Cover. Now they are kind of expensive, but you get two. I think they're $30. They're overpriced, but it does make a big difference. Now I've only had this one on for, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, and it's already really showing a lot of wear right here, and it's really feeling really thin, especially right here in this gap. But this was really important because the face gasket that comes on it, even though the new one, so this is the one that comes with it. Now if you feel it, it has a hard, even this one, it still has a hard plastic right here. And this plastic is, when it's up against your face and you're wearing it for a long time, a lot of the weight of the headset weighs right here and right here. So this hard plastic starts to wear on you after a while, and it starts almost to put an indentation and actually really hurt. But I wanted to talk about this because this is a very legitimate option for the Rift S, and I am getting a Quest on the 21st, and a lot of the games are on the Quest are cross-buy, so I'll be able to play them on my Samsung Odyssey through Reverb. So I will be showing on my videos how well the games, and I try to go, if you see some of my Revive videos, is how well does this system perform in the Oculus Home structure of games. And that's what I try to do every day. Now this headset for glasses wearers, it works pretty well even with the standard provided faceplate. But if you look back here, you see these, if you can see the light, see there's light that leaks in through this. That's why this is so important, because this material is so much more spongier that it just provides a better gasket against your face. And the plush material allows it to be, you can wipe it off a lot easier because it's just pleather. On this material, it soaks in the sweat more, so it's more like a sponge. So this is very important to get. Now another thing that I think it's even more important, if you don't do anything else to your headset, if you get one of these, this is the most important thing you can ever do, is figure out a system like I have, which I just added some straps that crisscrossed up here, and then I pinned them. I pretty much measured them to the perfect length. Now it does have a tightening knob like the Rift S. It's very similar. It has a halo construction like the Rift S, but unlike the Rift S, it doesn't have that strap that goes from the middle here to hear, and I think that's very important on this type of Halo style headset, so the weight doesn't fit on your forehead and cause you pain after about a couple hours, because the padding that they use on here is not very much. Now, I've seen people add things to here and add things for padding, and you can do that. It just kind of makes it look ugly, and it's unnecessary when a simple cross strap like this. And let me take off my glasses, and it just fits onto your head just like so. Just a simple, and it just fits onto your head, and it just sits there. And then if you want, you can always, like if you have engaging games where you're looking around really hard, which is only about maybe 20% of the games that you're actually gonna need to tighten this up a little bit, and it'll just give you that much more flexibility, so when you're looking around fast you can do it. A lot of people complain that they're not long enough, and they're not long enough. Sometimes they barely get to your ear part, but they do the job. On me, they work just fine. Maybe they could be just like a couple millimeters more longer, but it's not a big deal, especially where some of the headsets nowadays, they're coming out where they're not even releasing headphones on their system. So it's nice to still have adjustable headphones on here if you like. Now, but that's not the reason to get this headset. The reason to get this headset is for the screens inside. But something that I got is from Widmo. They sell these lens covers that you can get. Now you can get them. These cost me about $75, but they have more expensive ones. They have where you can get them with, you can get a like the blue light tint on them. Now, one thing I don't like about these is they get really greasy easily. Like, I got this headset brand new, and I put these on brand new, but somehow there's still grease getting on the inside. So grease does get on them, so you have to be very careful to wipe them with a certain material. Now, the Fresnel lenses on this, it does have an IPD wheel adjustment, so you can actually change that. So that's one of the advantages of having this to the Rift S, because it covers more IPD ranges. And the lenses on this headset is custom made by Samsung, and they're not bad. They're not bad at all. They don't show ghost rays, and the colors is pretty good. Now, one thing that I did notice is with wearing these is I thought I was getting light leak, and it wasn't light leak. What it was is the actual light was reflecting off this lens and giving me like almost like a little bit of a glare from putting these on. So that's one disadvantage of having these that I've noticed, that I get like a backlight glare from having these. So I'm gonna start testing out using these less, and maybe just using my glasses, or maybe I'll still have the same problem, because with my glasses I think that the light can still glare off that. But it is very comfortable without these. These are just, it makes it easy just to slip on and off when you have glasses on. These come in handy, but there is a sheen that it gives off, and I haven't figured out a way to dampen that. Now, the worst part, if you ever seen any of my videos, these things right here, please Samsung, please fix this right here. Now, they're not bad, okay? No, they're not bad, but they're not great. From a company like Microsoft that makes some of the most innovative, best controllers in the world out there, to come up with this? Really, Microsoft? You can do better. You really can. Now I have to get into some of the bad part with this headset, and that is, it's not the same headset. Let me explain. Back in January, I bought the $399 headset, and it came with a different faceplate. This one is noticeably thicker on the sides than the one I got. And the first thing that I noticed when I got this headset is there was a faint It's about a foot in front of me. It's persistent. So when I turn, it turns with me like a faint, like a veil, as I want to say. It's a veil. It's more noticeable in dark areas, and it's something that I noticed in my original Rift, a lot. And something when I went from my original Rift to this headset that it completely did away with. It was a night and day difference. Like somebody flicked on a switch and it was just completely different. Now, Amazon's $360 Samsung Odyssey Plus, I'm noticing it again. Now, either I'm going crazy because I've called up Samsung. They don't know anything about that. They say it's the same exact screens. I've talked to people on Reddit. They say I just never noticed it before. So, but I think that it's important that I at least mention it, that I truly feel that the screens that they're using they're using a different screen. Everything else is the same lenses, the same material, maybe the different face gasket, but the lenses, not the lenses, but the screens seem different in a way. Now the colors are still vivid, the screen door effect is still minimized. When you're in the action, you don't even notice that at all. It's only when I am in Steam VR or I'm at the Cliff House that I notice it. Especially when I'm just standing still looking at menus or something is where I notice it, and it shouldn't be like that, but I think it was my responsibility to at least mention it, and I'm probably one of the very few that has originally had the more expensive Samsung Odyssey, sold it, and then got the cheaper one and noticed that, because I don't think a lot of people have done that. It is disappointing. But it could just all be in my head. I don't know. I truly do feel like Samsung changed the screens so they can release the headset for a $299 price point. I don't think it's just because they had a lot of stock and they just want to get rid of it or to promote it. I just think that I truly feel that they are using a different screen than the original screens that they went with, that I had a chance to actually have for a little while. But I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. I think it's something that was important to mention. It still is a great high quality Rift S alternative. And for anybody out there that's thinking about getting it, and it's still a great headset. The only drawback, of course, that you know is the controllers and the tracking on certain games. But if you are curious about how good the tracking is, or how fun, or how well these games play with a Samsung mixed reality headset, then you should go back and watch some of my gameplay videos. And I always point out if I'm having any trouble, or if the controller is losing tracking, or if there's a glitch or anything like that, I will point it out, and you can decide for yourself if it is a suitable option for you. But let me know in the comments who is excited about the Rift S coming out. Is anybody actually thinking about getting a Samsung Odyssey, or are you guys holding out for the HP Reverb that has its own problems as well? All right, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you liked it, hit the dislike if you didn't, and I will see you guys with a gameplay video hopefully tonight. Right now there is kind of a drought. There's nothing worth playing, but maybe I'll just hit up some contractors, or maybe some space junkies or something like that. Something just for fun. And like all my gameplay streams, you're welcome to go on. You can chat about VR, about what's going on in VR, and I love to play and talk about VR at the same time. So come join me tonight, and we will talk some more about VR. So I'm gonna go to cutting this episode right here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the alternative for the Samsung Odyssey Plus. Thank you very much. Good night.